Hey, you guys, we are going to dive into a question that I hear often and I see often. In fact, it's the most Googled question when it comes to nutrition and weight loss, and that is, what are the best foods for weight loss? And let's be real, there's a lot of information out there about weight loss. So much, in fact, that it can feel overwhelming to know what's actually helpful and what's just noise. But the fact that you're here and searching and trying to build a stronger, healthier body and healthier habits, I want to stop you here really quick because that is something worth celebrating. It's not uncommon that sometimes we can get so focused on where it is that we're trying to go that we don't spend enough time looking back and celebrating the things that we're accomplishing all like along the way. So here's the question. What are the best foods for weight loss? And my answer to this is going to be kind of annoying, but also very, very true. And we're going to keep it simple. The best foods for weight loss are real foods, actual food, the kind that doesn't come in a box with a mile long list of ingredients. Think real foods. Did it grow on Earth? Did it walk on Earth? Meats from the best sources possible within your budget. Do the best that you can there. Minimally processed dairy and grains, eggs, nuts, seeds, vegetables, fruits, healthy fats like avocados, avocado oil, coconut, olive oil, butter, these things that came from the earth, these are the things that are going to work out so well for you for weight loss. So let's break it down. Why do these real foods work so well? Well, for one, they're incredibly nutrient dense and they're typically lower in calories than packaged processed foods, which that is the scenario, that is the question that is like that's what you want with your foods when you're trying to lose weight. Real food is packed with nutrients, but it's naturally lower in calories than processed foods. This makes it easier to stay in a calorie deficit, and a calorie deficit that's sustained over time is the key to the fat loss that you desire. It also enables you to continue feeling full and satisfied. Because of this, real whole foods are harder to overeat. It's way easier to eat an entire bag of chips than an entire plate of grilled chicken and roasted vegetables. Whole foods naturally have more fiber and protein and volume, and these are all of the things that are going to help you feel full and prevent that mindless overeating that is so easy to do with packaged processed foods. One of the other reasons that real foods are so valuable when it comes to losing weight is that you don't have to guess. You don't have to guess what's good, what should I be eating more of, what should I be eating less of. There's no more guessing game. One of the biggest struggles people have with food is constantly wondering if they're eating the right things. And here's that mindset shift. If you're choosing real whole foods, you're already making a great choice. No more second guessing. Just eat those foods. So we talk a little bit about why real foods are so valuable, and I covered a very short list of what is actually a long list of why real foods are so valuable. But let's also touch a little bit on why processed foods make weight loss harder. Now, I am not one that's here to demonize food, okay? I don't really play that game of good versus bad food, but there's a huge difference between real food and food-like products that have been chemically engineered for taste, for shelf life, for profit, not chemically engineered for your body and your health. Now, processed foods also make weight loss harder because they're unlike real foods. They're very calorie dense and nutrient poor. You get a lot of calories, but not a lot of nutrients, which leads to feeling unsatisfied and higher cravings. They're also designed to be addictive. Have you ever wondered why you just can't stop eating after one chip? That's by design. Processed foods are engineered to hit just the right balance of salt and fat and sugar to keep you coming back for more. It's not your willpower, okay? Uh, these processed foods also mess with our hunger cues. Highly processed foods can confuse your body's natural hunger and fullness signals, making it easier to overeat without even realizing it. Okay. So how do we make that swap? How do we go from predominantly packaged processed foods, which is most of the standard American diet, to more real whole foods? Well, the goal to getting started here is it's progress. It's not perfection, it's progress. So instead of trying to overhaul your entire diet overnight, try making some small swaps and slowly progress towards that more whole real food diet. Maybe you're going to swap one processed meal or snack per day for a whole food option. So if you typically grab breakfast on the run, breakfast is a great place to start with a home cooked meal. Plan at least 1 to 2 home cooked meals per week to reduce the reliance on convenience foods and prioritize protein at every single meal to stay fuller. Even a 1% improvement each week can add up to massive change over time. I can't stress that enough. And a lot of times when I'm first working with clients, they feel a little antsy. They feel a little bit like they're not doing enough early on and that it's too slow. And in reality, this is the fastest way because it's manageable and it's something that you can sustain. It's something that you can build lifestyle change around. And when you're creating these home cooked meals and when you're progressing to more real whole foods, think about building a balanced plate, right? Each time you look at your plate, think, what do I have for protein? Protein is your ally in the weight loss game and the health game, okay? Aim for 30 to 50 grams per meal to keep you full and to support all of your body systems. A lot of times people think of protein just for muscles, but it does so much more for a lot of systems in our body than just building muscle. Make sure you've got some energy on your plate. I use the term energy intentionally here. You need carbohydrates, okay? You do need them. Now, different people need different amounts, okay? Not everybody needs the same amount. An avid weightlifter and CrossFitter who's 40 and carries quite a bit of muscle, needs an entirely different amount of carbohydrates than maybe someone who's a bit smaller and mostly does walking or cardio based exercise. Okay, so everybody needs a different amount, but everybody does need them. Okay, try to choose whole food carbohydrates like fruits and vegetables and minimally processed grains and the most um, unrefined options that you can find. Your plate also needs some fat. This is essential for hormone health and cell function. Add healthy fats like nuts and avocado and butter and olive oil. And if you're eating a meat that's a little bit higher in fat, great. You've already got your fats covered from a real whole food source. If all of this sounds a little bit overwhelming and you're just not sure where to start, try my free beginner's guide to macronutrients. I'll put a link to it down below. It is more than just a macro guide. It's also an ultimate meal prep guide. It covers essentially everything. I've also thrown in there just some example, like sample meal plans, just to get the wheels spinning and get you moving in the right direction. So calories still matter, but don't overcomplicate it. At the end of the day, weight loss does come down to calories in, calories out. But here's the catch. Eating as little as possible doesn't work. Cutting out entire food groups leads to burnout. Obsessing over every calorie makes this process miserable. The simplest way to tackle this, and the way that's going to lead to long standing results, is just to work towards prioritizing more real food and focus on balance rather than restriction. How can you make your body thrive today? How can I fill my body up with all of the best things that make it's going to feel amazing. It's going to allow me to do all of the things that I do in a day. This approach is a lot easier. It's a lot more sustainable, and that's what we're looking for. All right. If you found any of this helpful, be sure to check out the video notes below. It's going to direct you to a lot of great free resources that I have. You can get on my email list. I send out a lot of great information every week. I look forward to visiting with you a little bit more. Thanks for being here.